Have you ever spent an entire afternoon cleaning your house? Vacuuming every corner, wiping every surface until it sparkled, stepping back to admire your masterpiece with a well-earned cup of tea, only to notice the living room somehow looking messy again before the tea even cooled. It's almost as if your socks called an emergency family meeting, the cushions staged a rebellion, and the coffee table quietly volunteered to become permanent storage for everything you were just putting down for a second. We've all been there. The strange part is that many Japanese homes seem to escape this daily cycle. Even with busy jobs, children, packed apartments, and limited storage, they often feel calm, organized, and effortlessly welcoming. No magic, no expensive gadgets, no secret army of invisible cleaning ninjas working the night shift. And no, Marie Kondo didn't personally stop by every apartment with a folding certificate. So what's really going on? The answer isn't cleaning harder. It's building smarter habits that stop mess before it has the chance to take over. Welcome to Global Elegance Code, where we uncover the timeless habits, cultural wisdom, and everyday routines that make life more elegant, peaceful, and intentional. Here, we explore how different cultures transform ordinary homes into extraordinary spaces and how you can do the same, no matter where you live. In today's video, you'll discover 10 brilliant Japanese habits that quietly keep homes spotless without turning weekends into cleaning marathons. Some will surprise you, some will make you laugh and wonder, why have I never thought of that? And one habit near the end might completely change the way you think about your home forever. So settle in, relax, and let's unlock the Japanese secrets to a cleaner home, a calmer mind, and a more elegant way of living. 1. The Genkan rule. Stop dirt before it enters. Most people think the secret to spotless floors is cleaning them more often. Japanese homes take a completely different approach. Instead of fighting dirt after it arrives, they simply don't invite it inside in the first place. The moment you enter a traditional Japanese home, you'll usually find a Genkan, a small entryway designed specifically for removing outdoor shoes. It's a simple habit, but it changes everything. Think about where your shoes have been today. Sidewalks, parking lots, public restrooms, muddy paths. Maybe that mysterious sticky spot you wisely chose not to investigate. Now imagine carrying all of that straight across your living room carpet. Your poor vacuum cleaner is probably wondering why it's working overtime, while your shoes keep applying for the position of Employee of the Month. Instead, shoes stay at the entrance, and clean indoor slippers take over. Less dirt comes inside. Less dust builds up, and suddenly cleaning becomes much easier because you're preventing the mess instead of constantly chasing it. It's one of those habits that's so simple, you'll wonder why more people don't do it. But here's the interesting part. Keeping dirt outside is only the beginning. The next Japanese habit doesn't just reduce cleaning, it practically stops clutter before it has a chance to settle in. 2. The one-touch rule. Handle it once. Be honest. How many times have you picked up the same item before finally putting it away? The mail lands on the table. Later it moves to the sofa. Then the kitchen counter. Then somehow it's living permanently on a chair. Stop questioning. Speaking of chairs, almost every home has that chair, the one that didn't choose to become a wardrobe, but somehow ended up carrying jackets, sweaters, jeans, yesterday's outfit, and a scarf from last winter. At this point, it's less furniture and more an archaeological dig through your recent fashion history. Japanese homes often follow a simple principle. If you're holding something, put it where it belongs immediately. Keys go to the key tray. Bags go on their hook. Mail gets sorted. Clothes either go back into the closet or straight into the laundry basket. One touch, one decision. No wandering from room to room carrying the same objects like they're on an extended sightseeing tour of your house. It may sound small, but this single habit quietly eliminates dozens of tiny messes before they grow into overwhelming clutter. And coming up next, you'll discover the Japanese kitchen habit that somehow makes cooking and cleaning happen at the very same time. 3. Clean while cooking. The kitchen that never panics. Have you ever cooked a meal and looked around halfway through, only to realize your kitchen looks like a small tornado passed through. There are dirty bowls everywhere, ingredients covering the counter, a sink full of dishes, and somehow a spoon has disappeared into a location only known to the kitchen gods. Many Japanese kitchens follow a different rhythm. They don't wait until cooking is finished to begin cleaning. Instead, cleaning becomes part of the cooking process. A bowl gets used, it gets washed, an ingredient is finished. It goes back to its place. A small spill appears. It disappears before it has time to become a permanent decoration. It's almost like the kitchen has a strict no drama allowed policy. The counter stays clear, the sink stays under control, and the cooking area remains peaceful even while dinner is being prepared. Because let's be honest, a sink full of dirty dishes has a special talent. It starts small, then suddenly it looks like it's preparing to take over the entire kitchen and request its own address. But in many Japanese homes, the sink never gets the opportunity to file a complaint. This habit isn't about being obsessed with cleaning. It's about reducing tomorrow's problems today. And that small mindset shift creates a home that feels lighter and easier to manage. But kitchens aren't the only small spaces Japanese homes master. Because when space is limited, many people start thinking, where can I put everything? Japanese homes often ask a different question. Why am I only looking at the floor? 4. Vertical storage. When space runs out, look up. When Japanese homes run out of floor space, they don't panic. They simply look upward. Walls, corners, and unused spaces become valuable storage areas. Shelves create extra room. Hooks keep everyday items organized. Magnetic storage uses tiny spaces most people ignore. Foldable furniture appears when needed and disappears when it isn't. The result: a smaller home can feel surprisingly open and peaceful. Meanwhile, many walls around the world are sitting there doing absolutely nothing except holding up pictures and listening to people's storage problems. They're probably wondering, after all these years, you finally noticed we exist. The secret isn't having a bigger home. It's making smarter use of the space you already have. And here's where things get even more interesting. The next Japanese habit isn't about finding more places to store things. It's about something deeper, owning fewer things without feeling like you're missing out on life. 5. Own less, live better. The freedom of intentional ownership. When people hear the word minimalism, they often imagine a completely empty room with one chair, one plant, and someone proudly saying, "This is everything I own." But Japanese-inspired minimal living is not about having nothing. It's about making sure everything you own has a reason to be there. Instead of collecting endless items because they are on sale, trendy, or might be useful someday, the focus is on choosing things carefully. A useful item, a meaningful item, an item that makes everyday life easier. Because the truth is, every object you own quietly asks for something from you. It needs space. It needs cleaning. It needs organizing. It needs you to remember where you put it. And suddenly, that cute little purchase from 3 years ago has become a tiny roommate that contributes nothing but demands attention. Especially those kitchen drawers. You open one and discover a collection of mysterious gadgets. A tool that cuts one very specific vegetable. A device that does one job you didn't know existed. A strange plastic object that nobody remembers buying but everyone is afraid to throw away. Sometimes those drawers aren't storage spaces. They're museums preserving evidence of past shopping decisions for future generations. Japanese homes often avoid this by choosing quality over quantity. Fewer things mean fewer distractions. Less clutter means easier cleaning. And a calmer environment creates a calmer mind. But here's the challenge. Even the most organized homes can slowly collect clutter. Life happens. Packages arrive. New clothes appear. Random items somehow migrate into your house without explanation. So how do Japanese homes keep things under control? They don't wait for clutter to become a mountain. They reset regularly. If someone called you right now and said, "I'm 5 minutes away. I'm coming over," would your home be ready? Or would you suddenly begin an emergency operation called "Hide everything quickly" and pretend this was always the plan? Would you find yourself moving mysterious piles from one room to another, like you're playing a very stressful game of household Tetris? Don't worry, The next habits are exactly what helps prevent that panic. 6. The daily 5-minute reset. A small habit with big results. Before going to bed, many Japanese families practice a simple reset. Items return to their places. Surfaces are cleared. The room is prepared for the next day. It doesn't require hours of cleaning, just a few intentional minutes, because tomorrow's version of you quietly appreciates today's version of you. Future you wakes up and thinks, wow, someone actually cared about making my morning easier. And that someone was you. But this daily reset is only the beginning, because once every season, many Japanese families take things even further. They perform a bigger reset that doesn't just clean the home. It refreshes the entire way they live. 7. The seasonal decluttering ritual. A fresh start every few months. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your home feels different. Not because you bought expensive furniture, not because you completely renovated the place, but because you removed the things that were quietly taking up your space, your energy, and maybe even your patience. In Japan, the changing of seasons is often a natural reminder to refresh the home. Each season brings a chance to look around and ask, does this make my life better? Or has this item simply been living here because nobody had the courage to question it? This process can include reorganizing closets, cleaning forgotten corners, donating unused items, and creating space for what actually matters. Because sometimes clutter doesn't arrive dramatically, it sneaks in quietly. One shopping bag becomes 5. One old jacket becomes a collection. One "I'll deal with this later" pile becomes a permanent landmark in your home. And let's talk about those objects we keep for emotional reasons. That random item sitting in the back of a drawer. The one you haven't used since your favorite TV show ended 3 seasons ago. If it hasn't helped you, entertained you, or served a purpose in years, it might be time to give it a peaceful retirement. Not every item needs to stay forever. Sometimes letting go creates room for a better life. But the next habit is not about cleaning your house. It changes something much deeper. It changes the way you see your home. 8. Respect every space. The mindset behind Japanese cleanliness. The secret behind many Japanese home habits isn't just a cleaning technique. It's a relationship with the space you live in. A home is not simply a place where you store your belongings. It's the environment where your life happens. This mindset encourages people to care for their belongings, appreciate what they have, and treat everyday spaces with respect. A table isn't just a table. It's where conversations happen. A bedroom isn't just where you sleep. It's where your body and mind recover. A kitchen isn't just where food is prepared. It's where you create something for yourself and others. And when you see your home this way, taking care of it feels less like a boring chore and more like showing appreciation. Although, after thanking your home for providing comfort, it suddenly becomes a little harder to throw your socks across the room you're training for an Olympic laundry event. Respect changes behavior, and that small shift can completely transform the atmosphere of a home. But there's still one final habit, one simple idea that quietly connects everything we've discovered so far. 9. Everything has a home, the secret to a peaceful space. Have you ever searched for something in your own house while knowing it was probably somewhere nearby? You check the table, the kitchen counter, the sofa, then you start looking in places where the item has absolutely no business being, like the refrigerator. Don't judge yourself. We've all had those moments. One of the reasons many Japanese homes feel calm, because items usually have a designated place before they even enter the home. Keys have a spot, bags have a spot, cleaning supplies have a spot. Small items are organized in containers, drawers, or labeled spaces so everyone knows where things belong. It removes the daily question, where should I put this? Because the answer already exists. This simple habit prevents clutter from becoming a mystery. And let's be honest, a missing TV remote can create a level of panic that feels completely unreasonable. Suddenly, everyone becomes a detective. The sofa cushions are questioned. The children are investigated. The dog becomes suspicious. That remote has somehow entered witness protection. But when everything has a home, lost items become almost an endangered species. Life becomes smoother because your environment supports you instead of constantly challenging you. And now, we reach the final habit, the one that explains why many Japanese homes feel peaceful even before they're perfectly clean. 10. Harmony before perfection. The true meaning of a beautiful home. The goal isn't perfection. A peaceful home doesn't require every corner to look like a luxury furniture advertisement. It doesn't need to be a showroom where nobody is allowed to sit down. Your home is meant to be lived in. The real goal is harmony. Small improvements, simple routines, consistent care. That's what creates an atmosphere where you can breathe, relax, and enjoy your surroundings. Because a beautiful home isn't just about what guests see. It's about how you feel when you walk through the door after a long day. And let's be realistic. Your house doesn't need to look like a magazine cover. It just needs to stop hiding your phone charger when you're already running late. The deeper lesson from Japanese home habits is this. Cleaning is not really about impressing visitors. It's about creating a space where your mind can finally rest. A peaceful house isn't created through one exhausting weekend where you clean until you can't feel your arms. It's created through tiny choices, repeated every day. A place for everything. A little care. A little mindfulness. A little respect for the space that supports your life. Because elegance is not about having more. Sometimes, it's about creating more peace with what you already have. A home that gives you peace. Imagine walking through your front door tonight. No mountain of laundry standing there like it pays rent. No mysterious piles of random items multiplying when nobody is watching. No corner of your house quietly judging your life decisions like. Interesting. So this is where we are now. Instead, fresh air, clear surfaces, a kitchen that feels ready for tomorrow. A bedroom that welcomes you instead of reminding you about unfinished tasks, not because you spent your entire weekend cleaning until your back filed a formal complaint, but because you created simple habits that make cleanliness easier. Nothing expensive, nothing complicated, no magical cleaning machine from the future, just small choices that create peace. Because the cleanest homes aren't always the ones where people clean the hardest, they're the ones designed to stay clean. So here's your challenge. Don't try to change everything overnight. Choose just one Japanese habit from this video. Practice it for 7 days. Maybe it's removing your shoes at the door. Maybe it's putting things back immediately. Maybe it's a 5-minute evening reset. Just one habit. Small actions repeated consistently can transform the way your home feels and even the way your mind feels inside it. If you enjoyed this journey into Japanese home wisdom, welcome to Global Elegance Code, where we explore the habits, cultures, and simple principles that create a more elegant and intentional life. Share your thoughts in the comments. Which Japanese habit are you trying first? Because sometimes, the biggest changes in life begin with something as simple as changing the space around you.